Today, we're doing something a little different. We're cracking open the criminal's playbook. Forget the actual crime, the car chases, the vault cracking. The real genius, the true art form of any major criminal enterprise is what happens after. It's all about how to make millions of dollars in dirty money look sparkling clean.
So, let's just imagine for a second. You've pulled it off. The perfect crime. $10 million cash is sitting right in front of you. Now what? Seriously, what's your next move? You can't just stroll into a bank and deposit it. You can't buy a mansion. So what do you do with it?
Because here's the thing that movies always seem to gloss over. Committing the crime, that can actually be the easy part. The real challenge, the thing that separates the pros from the ones who end up in prison, is laundering that money, making it look like it came from a totally legitimate source.
Okay, so let's get right into the playbook. Play number 1 is for the modern criminal, the tech-savvy type who operates on the cutting edge. We're talking about the crypto cleanse.
This really gets to the core paradox of cryptocurrency. On one hand, yes, the blockchain is a permanent public ledger. Every single transaction is recorded forever for the whole world to see. But, and this is the important part, your real name, your actual identity, isn't attached to your crypto wallet address. And that little gap right there, that's the loophole they drive a virtual armored truck through.
So how do they actually pull it off? Well, it's basically a 3-step dance. First up, obfuscation. They throw all the dirty crypto into these services called mixers or tumblers. Then comes hopping. They start swapping the coins across totally different blockchains, like from Bitcoin to a super private one like Monero to break the trail. And finally, integration. The now jumbled funds get pushed into decentralized finance systems or, and this is a wild one, used to buy and sell NFTs to themselves, creating a fake transaction history to make the money look legit.
So what in the world is a mixer? Honestly, the best way to picture it is like a giant industrial-strength blender for crypto. You pour in your dirty, traceable coins, it spins them around with thousands of other transactions, and what comes out on the other side looks completely clean and untraceable. The most famous, or maybe infamous example of this, was a service called Tornado Cash, which became a favorite for some major hacking groups.
And the scale of this is it's staggering. In 2022 alone, just one analysis firm, Chainalysis, tracked nearly $24 billion in illicit crypto transactions. $24 billion. And get this, that's only what they could find. The real number is probably so much higher. But listen, it's not all high-tech wizardry and complex code. Let's shift gears. For play number 2, we're going back to the classics to see how the old-school pros get it done. We're talking about the analog approach.
Yeah, you don't always need a state-of-the-art laptop. Sometimes, the most effective schemes are the ones that have been around for decades, exploiting loopholes in the physical world.
Take the art world, for instance. It's one of the most opaque, unregulated markets on the planet. Here's the play. First, you buy a piece of art with a briefcase full of dirty cash, no questions asked. Next, you get a friendly appraiser to say it's worth way more than you paid for it. Then you sell that art to a shell company, a company you secretly own. And the cherry on top, you stick the art in something called a free port, a high-security, tax-free warehouse where it can sit anonymously forever. It's kind of brilliant, and honestly, a little terrifying.
Or you could just head to the casino. This method is so simple, it's almost beautiful. You'll walk in with a bag of cash, you trade it all for chips. You hang out for a while, play a few low-stakes hands of poker to look the part, then you'll walk up to the cage, cash out, and they hand you a neat casino check for your winnings. And boom! Just like that, your dirty money is now legitimate gambling profit, with a paper trail and everything.
Okay, but what if you're not a high roller or an international art connoisseur? Well, play number 3 is all about hiding in plain sight, using things that you and I see every single day.
So I'm going to ask you a kind of weird question. What on earth could a well-meaning charity possibly have in common with a simple prepaid gift card? It sounds like the setup to a bad joke, right? Well, it turns out they are both incredibly powerful tools for cleaning dirty money.
The charity scam is it's so cynical, but man, is it effective. Step 1, you create a fake nonprofit with a noble-sounding name. Something like the Global Children's Relief Fund. Then you donate all your dirty money to it. After that, the charity pays out massive expenses to fake projects, which are, surprise, surprise, run by your own shell companies. And here's the real kicker. Not only have you laundered your cash, you also get a massive tax deduction for your generosity. It's wild.
And this is where a key laundering tactic comes in. It's called smurfing. The idea is simple. Big, chunky financial transactions raise red flags. So instead of making one huge $50,000 deposit that sets off alarms, you break it down into hundreds of tiny amounts that just fly under the radar. Why make one deposit when you can buy 500 prepaid gift cards for $100 each?
And those prepaid cards are the perfect tool for smurfing. I mean, think about it. You can buy them with cash, no ID needed, no bank account, no name attached. Then you can use them to buy high-value stuff you can easily resell, like iPhones. Or if you're really clever, you set up a fake online store and use the gift cards to just buy things from yourself. It's a really fast, low-risk way to inject dirty money directly into the legitimate economy.
All right, we've finally arrived at our last section. This is the big one, the master's level play. This is play number 4, the ghost loan. This really is the final play in the book, one of the most sophisticated tricks there is. We're not talking about briefcases of cash or crypto wallets anymore. This is about creating a corporate ghost to move money around the world, completely invisibly. So here's how this magic trick works. A launderer sets up 2 shell companies. Let's call them Company A and Company B, in different offshore jurisdictions where financial privacy rules are, well, let's just say they're flexible. Now, on paper, Company A provides a totally legal loan to Company B. There's a real contract and everything. And then, well, Company B simply repays that loan using all the dirty money.
Let's just trace the money here, because it's kind of genius. Company A makes a formal, documented loan to Company B. Then, Company B sends back repayments using that illicit cash. And just like that, poof. For Company A, the dirty money is now perfectly clean, legitimate income, all booked in their accounts as a return on investment. It's completely untraceable. So what's the ultimate takeaway from all of this? It's that every system, and I mean every system, has cracks. Whether it's the digital frontier of crypto, the trusted world of charities, or the massive complex maze of corporate finance, there are always loopholes, and money launderers are absolute masters at finding and exploiting them.
And that's what's really unsettling, isn't it? It just makes you think, if these are the incredibly clever, sophisticated schemes that we actually know about, what about the ones we don't? What's happening out there right now that we haven't even caught on to yet?